A lesser guarding.
A shmira mu'ekas, meaning a minimal security.
Minimal guarding.
Right.
Kid Mefaresh the Gemora, as it's going to be explained in the Gemora. Ein lo shmira lemuad. So this expression by Rabbi Eliezer that there is no guarding except with a knife was referring to a muad, and he's not talking about a tongue. Ella sakin, except with a knife. Va'afilu shemiro, and even if he guarded shmira ma'ula with a superior guarding, the hayfield, and it fell.
Yes.
Hakutal.
Hakosa, the wall.
Hakosa, a wall. If he guarded it with a superior guarding, like he surrounded it with a wall, and the wall fell, v'yatsa, and it went out, chayev, he's obligated. The shalosh and 3 machlochos. There's 3 disagreements or 3 views.
Right, that's what we see in the Mishnah. Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Elazar.
B'davar, with this matter. Le Rabbi Meir, b'shmira pechusa, with a lesser guarding, chayev, he's obligated.
That's like a minimal. Pechusa, minimal guarding, minimal security.
Uva mola, uva meila, and with superior,
right?
Pater, he's exempt. The Rebbe Yehoshua B'Chusa with a lesser guarding, Nami also Pater, he's exempt. The Rebbe Eliezer B'Ma'ula Nami Chayev, with a greater guarding, he's also Chayev.
Because that's Rabbi Elazar says the only way to really guard your animal is to eliminate it. And you're going to be chayiv in all cases. Whatever precautions you take, if it's going to go out and damage, you're always going to be chayiv. So the only way to avoid paying for any damages of your animal is to eliminate it.
So Rabbi Eliezer makes a lot of sense, because isn't the halacha that if an animal's a muad, it has to be killed?
That is a muad when you're referring to goring. Now, whether we're talking about doing gorings here or not, I'm not so sure. Goring. Yeah. Even if it gores once, if it kills a person once, it should be killed.
Right.
It should be killed once. Yeah.
Right. It's not a muad.
But by property, it can be up to 3 times, right?
Damages usually
By goring also.
Yeah. You can have goring. You could gore another animal. Let's say, for example, so it's causing damage. Doesn't always. It could even cause death to other animals, right? So each case will have to be reviewed, right?
Right.
Second. Okay. Yeah. So the way it's explained, apparently that there are 2 cases. Kasher Ba'alam and Masura, he was the owners tied the animal with its reins, tied it up. Or another case, that you have it was locked in.
Oh, so it's or.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's or. Okay.
Logically, I can see
Mm-hmm.
if you do one or the other, it's a pechusa. If you do both, it's a ma'ula.
Because that's a double security.
Correct.
Right, that's a very good point. And had it been that it was a combined statement of and, meaning he tied it up and he locked it in properly, that would be a double security measure. So that would be a shmir mula, that would be a high security measure, in which case it would be different. So apparently we have to learn the pshat being that it was a minimal security and was only actually one either or of these. Very good.
No, yeah, but when Rashi mentions ma'ula, he's talking about both of them.
Yes. Now, we see from the Rashi also Yotze, right? Yotze, Lahazik, meaning the way it got out was something done not because of any negligence of the bailing of the owners. It got out somehow because we'll see. The Gemora will bring cases. Maybe a child came and unlocked the door, or let's say the wind Einimitsuya, an unusual wind came and knocked down the door. Somehow it got untied, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's begin with the more of it. Okay. Now, this is going to go into the question of how do we look at the animal, meaning you have animals which are potentially dangerous. As in this case, we're talking the pasuk because it says lo shmona baila. It could be maybe worthwhile just to get a background. 1 second. Take some parshas mishpatim.
Shmot, you want Shmot?
Yeah, you get them. They have kumashim over there in the upper right corner. Who's that thing? You get some shorts. Top there, one there. Get a few copies. Let's take a look at the pasuk. Thank you. It's in Kaf Aleph, pasuk Lamed Vav. Actually with Lamed Hey. Have it there. Shmos. Chaf Aleph. Pasuk Lamed Hey. Louis, I read.
Sure. V'chi Yagof, Yigof, Shor, Ish, Es Shor, Re'ehu. And if he will gore an ox, a person. If an ox scores a person, the shore, Re'ehu, we see?
No, the shore of his friend.
The shore of his friend.
This is a reference. The Rashi here in the Gemora certainly will use this as an exclusionary phrase, meaning it has to be a shore of your friend to exclude a shore which belongs to Hektish, or a shore which belongs to a non-Jew. Right? That's shuriya, that's an exclusionary phrase.
So if such a shore gores a person who mace and the person dies, umachru es hashor, pardon?
Umachru es hashor
achai. The chatsu es kaspo v'gam es hames yechet tzur. So if the shore gores a person and the person dies, I don't know what machru is.
If the shore dies.
Right. Again, what v'chi yigov shor ish es shor re'elu, when, right, a shore shall gore a person as shore, right, re'elu, the shore of his ox of his friend, the mace, and he dies. That
Who dies?
the shore, right. Or the person here, right?
The person
right?
dies.
Right. The key of shore, each es shore re'elu. When it's it gores a shore.
Right, shore,
Yeah,
shore.
right, shore, right. It's shore re'elu, shore of the person. So
What's
it's
the word ish to mean?
no, it's an ego shore ish. It's a shore which belongs to somebody. I mean, it's not a shore of hefker, right? The shore is a shore ish. It's a shore which belongs to somebody, right?
Oh, so a shore that is owned
Yeah, look at
gores
Rashi.
a
Right.
shore that is owned.
Right.
Is also owned.
Right, look at Rashi on the inside column, about 12 lines down, you have shore ish. Yeah, in the shore ish, shore shel ish, right? It's a shore,
Shore
ox
shel
of a
ish.
person, right?
Ah,
So ki yigo shore ish, when the shore of a person shall gore, es shore reo, the shore of his friend, right, umes, and that
and the shore of the friend
dies, right?
Umachru, what's machru?
And they sell.
And they sell es hashor, the shore that died.
Yeah.
Ha, no,
Yeah.
yeah. Hachai, the living one. The chatsu.
They sell the living.
Makra shore, meaning there's only one shore that's alive. So the one that's being sold, meaning you have to get the value, you want to take the value of the shore that did the goring, so you have to sell that shore that's still alive.
One.
The one that the criminal, right, the culprit, sell that shore. V'chetzu es kaspo, divide the money of its value, right?
The gam es hames, and also the one that died, yechet tzun. You divide.
Right. You want to reach a payment, right? You want to reach a payment for the. You want to find. You have to have money to pay, and you also want to estimate the damage of the shore that was killed.
So who's dividing this money? The two owners?
Between them, basically, at the direction of Beis Din.
So shouldn't the owner of the dead ox be getting more than the owner of the live ox?
Well, it all depends how much the dead ox was worth. You know,
Well, it says they divide it, so it means they're always getting the same thing.
Well, they have the relative values of each ox. Each ox could be worth differently.
I understand, but if it's saying the chatsu, they sell the live one and they divide, and also the dead one they just divide. And that means it doesn't matter what their value is. They're dividing each one, so they're each getting the same.
Well, no, I mean,
On the surface, that's what it sounds like.
yeah, okay, certainly.
Should we read the Rashi on Machru?
Yeah, you can do it. You can read the Rashi. Yeah, read the Rashi. Yeah.
B'shavim hakasuv.
Right. The Rashi is explaining what the pasuk is talking about when they're both equal values.
Ah, okay, but
But not
they might have been equal values when they were both alive. Is it talking about their equal values when one's dead and one's alive, or?
Meaning the values as being sold, as their value was, right?
As it was, okay. Midaber, it's speaking. Shore, shaveh. The shore is equal. What's the ratio?
in 200.
Oh, the shore is equal to 200.
That's right.
Shehei mis, and the dead shore, Sheva Reish. Oh, so the dead one was worth a lot more when it was alive. But now they're equal value.
Parented, yeah.
Bain Shehanevela, whether it's an Avela, has to be an Avela, it's been gored.
Right, that's why it's called an Avela, right? Ben Avela Shava Arbe Arbe.
Shava Arbe is equal to 4.
It's no, not Arbe, but Harbe. Many. It's a
equal
lot.
to many.
Maybe it was worth a lot, and it could have been worth a lot. Then, I mean, even if the Avela is worth a lot, right?
Right. Bain Shehi Shava Me'at, or whether it's equal to a little. Kinotel, that he gives. Zeh Chetzi, this one gets half. Hachai, of the living one. V'chetzi Hames, and half of the dead one. V'zeh, and this Chetzi Hachai, V'chetzi Hames, and this other one gets half and half. Nimtza, we find kol, olive, each one.
Right.
Mafsid, chetzi, nezek. What's mafsid?
Each one is going
Each one is going to lose half of the damage. Shehizika ha-misa. What's hizika?
Shehizika was damage.
The damage to the dead one. Lemadua. Why? Lemadnu. They learn shehasam that there mishalem, he pays chetzi, half nezek, half of the damage.
Right.
Shamin hashavin, from what is the equivalent?
Oh, so we estimate.
Oh, shamin, we estimate. Ata, you estimate. Lamed, to teach. Li she'enan, as that there is not shavin, an equivalence. Ki din, because the law, hasam there, the shalem, to pay chetzi nesek, half the damage, lo patuach,
Less than.
lo pakos, not less, below yoter, and not more.
Not more. I mean, it's going to be exactly the half of the damages. Not more, not less.
O yachol, or he is able, off, even b'she'enan, when it's not shavin equal, b'demehem, between them.
When you their values, when it could be a case, or even in a case
their values, yes.
when the values are not equal.
Keshehein chayim, when they're alive, their values are not equal when they're alive. Amar hakasuv, the pasuk says v'chatzu, and they divide et shnehem, the two of them. Im amarta, if you will say, Cain, so amim, sometimes sheha mazik, at the damager, mistaker harbe. What's mistaker?
No profit.
Will profit much. The damager is going to get a big profit. Keshe navela, because or when it's a navela, shava, it's equal le macher, to the sale, la oved of the work, kochavim,
No, that's
La'ovei kochavim, to non-Jews.
because you have to sell the nevela to the non-Jews.
Right. But to them it's equal value because they don't care if it's an nevela.
Right. So that's going to be much more worth a value much greater than the shur hamazik, and the shur which is still alive, but the one that did the crime.
Why would that be though? It's dead.
No, because you can sell that meat to the non-Jews at a very high price. Then you can sell the damaging shore to some people who aren't going to be interested in going shore. Very difficult to watch. I like
Right,
it.
because it's a
Yeah,
golden
it's
shore.
a guy. It's
Midamei, then the value shore hamazik
a
of the
shore which is
damaging.
a damaging shore. Right.
Okay, so the dead one is worth a lot more than the live one. V'i efshar, and it's impossible she yomar to say hakasuv that the pasuk sheyehei that is hamazi the damager niskar is sold o ta'amim or sometimes sheha nizak that the damager or the damaged notail is given harbe yoter much more midame from the value nizak of the damage shalem that is paid shechetzi dame that half the value shore of the shore hamazik the damager shava is equivalent yoter is equivalent to more. Mikol
It'll be worth more.
from all dameh the damage shore of the shore hanizak the damager. Im amras amarta, and if you will say Cain thus hare behold tam chamur the tam is more strict. Mi muad from the muad.
So in this way, it's going to turn out that the tam could be more stringent than the muad, the aggressive animal.
Because the tam would be worth more.
Could be in certain cases. Yeah.
Although since the tam gored, it would.
Right, but a tam so it's still has a status of being a passive animal. It might have done something, but
Right.
still it hasn't changed its status of being an aggressive animal.
In Cain, if so, lo liber, we do not say hakasu. The pasuk does not say. The pasuk ella only says b'shavin with value the lim decha, and it teaches you
Right.
shehatam mishalem that the tam pays chetzi nezek half the damage.
Right. And the tam was going to pay half damage.
Umin, and from ha shavin the value Talmud the Torah lisha'inan that it's not shavin equivalent sheha mishtalem to the payment chetzi half nisko of his value shamin that from lo him et hanevela the nevela uma and what pichato and what his
So dumb of the reduction of his value, right? When you have the nevela, and you have that value, and you have the value in its reduction in price.
Bishvil hamita, because of the death. Notel, he gives chetzi hapekas, half of the reduced
Reduction.
V'holech, and he goes, V'lama, and he goes, V'lama, and why, Amar, does it say, Hakasuv the Pasach, V'lashon, in it, why is it written in the language, Hazeh, in this language, why is it written in this kind of a language? V'lo Amar, and it doesn't say, Yishalem chetzo, and pay his half. V'lamed, to teach, She'ein, Hasam, that there is not
Hatam, the passive,
Hatam.
passive element.
That the tam is not Mishalem, paid. The tam is only paid Megufo, from his body.
And it's only it's a limited liability. It only pays the maximum amount to be paid is its actual bodily value.
Ve'im Nagach, and if he touches,
Well, even though he gores,
Nagach, if he gores the mace and dies, Ein Hanizach, the damager is not no-tail given,
doesn't take.
Ella, the damager only takes, this is the owner? The owner, Hanavela, the owner of the damager only takes the dead carcass.
Right?
Ve'im Eina, it's a long Rashi. If there is not Magas, a goring,
Here's Megas. If it doesn't, it's not sufficient. If it ain't or Megas, if there's not in the bodily value of the shore, the tam that gored, enough sufficient that it should cover the half the value of the damage, Yavsi will lose out. Because it's only a limited liability. It's a limited liability. The owner of the victim can only collect maximum half of the bodily value of the tam that gored. So if there's not enough in the bodily value of the tam that gored, the victim's owner will lose out. Limited liability.
or sure, shava mana, or an ox that is equivalent to 100, she nagiach, that it gored, sure, shava chamesh, that a shore that's equal to 5, me'os 100, 500. So a shore that's equal to 100 gored a shore that was equal to 500.
You can have that from time to time, yeah.
Eino no-tail, he does not give Ella, he only gives at Hashor, the ox, Shalo Nischayev, that did not, that's not alive, Nischayev.
No, this is obligated.
That's not obligated, Hasam there. The Chayev, to be obligated, Es Ba'alav, his owner, the Shalem, to pay, mean Ha'aliyah.
Well, that's unlimited liability. And he has all the value of the owner's properties, right? That's the unlimited liability. Okay, so you see the Rashi is going through the permutations of the value payments, depending on who's worth more or less.
I have to read this Rashi at least 5 times.
Yeah, you have to go. Okay. Let's actually, we really want to get to this next pasuk. Okay, for the purposes of understanding what the value judgments are here, let's have that Rashi. Now look at the next.
So the
pasuk.
bottom line here was just to say that he pays half. If there's not enough value, then he pays whatever the value is, and the damage of the person party loses that way.
This is because it's talking about a time. Now the next pasuk we're talking about a mu'ah, which is relevant to our Gemora.
Okay, so where were we now? Noda, or what's noda?
Snow.
Or it's known, ki shore, when a shore nigach gores who, it, meet mole, shilshon. Meet mole, what's meet
Meaning,
mole?
if it was known that the shore gored yesterday,
Meet from yesterday,
Shilshon,
shilshon.
3 days ago,
3 days ago.
right?
Velo yishmar renu, and it was not guarded,
It was not done, right?
ba'alav, by the owner. Shalem, he pays yishalem, a payment, shore, for the shore, hatam, tachas, beneath,
Instead
of hashur. He pays a payment for the shore instead of the shore. The hames and the death,
the carcass, the dead animal, yellow, shall be
Yellow.
to the one who, the owner of the perpetrator.
so if it's known that this shore was a muad,
Mm-hmm.
then the owner of the muad has to pay for the full value of the dead shore, what it was worth when it was alive, and then he takes the carcass. Is that right?
It says, Rashi says the nation goes to the nizik, to the victim keeps the nix. Meaning the victim keeps the carcass.
Oh, so the
The
owner of the damaging shore pays the full value, and the victim keeps the carcass?
I believe so. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that victim did pretty well in that case. So the muad gets punished a lot.
Right.
Also, the muad was not guarded, so he was negligent.
Yes, Lois Moreno. Lois Moreno, that's part of what our Gemora is working with. Lois Moreno, he did not guard. Right?
The phrase with no shilshon,
Right.
does that mean he already gored twice and he was a potential muad and he wasn't watched, and then he gored and then he became a muad when he gored? Is that what it's
So,
saying?
at Mol Shilshon yesterday, the day before as well, meaning it gored today. Yesterday, that was the second one, and Shilshon was the first one, at Mol the second one, and Ayom today is the third goring. Today was the third goring.
So, he wasn't a muad
Until
before.
now he became a Mur. And it's still Lo Yishmereno. Lo Yishmereno Bava.
Yeah, but if Yishmerenu,
Oh.
But wait a second, he wasn't obligated to guard.
No,
Because
that's
he wasn't a muad
right.
yet.
Right.
So, does that make sense?
Sorry, you mean in the pasuk in Lamed Vav?
Pasuk Lamed
Lamed
Vav.
Vav.
So it was a muad.
How do you know that?
Because it says, oh, no dark, he's sure no dark. It's known that he was a goring type of bull.
Well, he had gored, but whether he had actually changed from status of a Tom to Mur, that takes you three. That requires 3 times.
I see.
So you knew that it was a goring. You knew it was somewhat aggressive, but was it now considered to be a criminal ox? You know, an aggressive ox. That's yesterday it did, and the two days before yesterday it did also. Right, so that means today was the third time. So the third time, now it becomes, right, with that third goring, it becomes the dinim of Mu would take effect. But Lo Yishmereno, because you weren't, that should be part of our Gemora, the Lo Yishmereno, the lack of security. When was the upgraded security required to be in place?
I thought it was after the third guard.
In general, but that's one thing. See, there's differences between the shmira, the guarding which has to take place, and the payments which have to be made.
Right. They're not necessarily.
No, because muad pays me'aliyah. It pays from unlimited liability of the owner.
Right.
All the chasim, all his properties are in lien to pay for the damages. Whereas Tom, it's only up to half the value bottom value of the ox which caused the damage.
So this seems to say that if it's poured twice, it's a muad, because he pays
No,
full.
Mr. Moreno, because you're saying he's paying, yeah, that's part of discussion. That's part of discussion.
Is there a Rashi on this?
Not so much, no. Yeah. Fine. Okay, we'll Rabbi
So there's a
Levitt will
flying
turn
today.
we'll